Uh, I'm working currently in National Textile University, and I'm also co-founder of Nortex. So my talk is about recycling in Pakistan, an overview. So if we see in a bigger picture, so at the moment, what is happening actually that the resources are depleting, and when we use the excessive resources, with this there is excessive release of pollutants and heat. So this is actually disturbing our natural balance. So this is like the picture from NASA, and you can see that 2024 was the hottest year record in the human history. And this year, like this is until now, we have this 50-degree club. So Pakistan is already there. So if we see, this is like from the worldometer, you can like see that it gives the live data. So you can see that everything is disturbed. When we see the forest loss, land loss, CO2 emissions, and then the water use. So these are non-renewable resources, and we are using it in a rapid pace. And the most critical thing, this is like at the moment, the oil is at heart of our economy, and we have just left the resources of oil of 37 years. And due to these excessive resources use, at the moment we are already exceed the sustainable biocapacity of Earth by 90%. And so the next thing is that what is the solution? We are using the resources, the temperature is rising. The world has said together, so they said that at the moment we are linear in pattern and we have to shift toward this circular pattern. So to do this, we have to shift towards the circular pattern, and we have to decouple the economies from the resource utilization, and we have to reduce the dependence on the virgin material. So at the moment, our pattern is like take, make, and throw it away. So the driver need to be the legislations. So the world has like said at first time like with the Basel Convention, then Paris Climate Agreement was a shaking point where 196 countries sat together and said that if we cannot limit this temperature rise, we have to limit this by 2 degree at the end of the century, and then the European Green Deal come, and then the extended producer responsibility, waste shipment regulation, and everything. So if you see this map, there are legislation everywhere in the world regarding the recycling. So they have told that now we have to inculcate recycling in our life and in our products and everywhere. And if we see the future of recycling, according to global material resource outlook, recycling will be the most the growing domain in the next 50 years. For Pakistan, there is an urgency. Why? If you see, the Pakistan is fifth most vulnerable country according to Global Climate Index, and Pakistan is third most polluted country in the world. And the Lahore has like only 5 days or 7 days in 5 years where it has the AQI as per the global standard. So if you see that the flood, smoke, AQI is going down, temperature is rising, emissions are rising. So Pakistan is like the most hitting point at the moment. And also the Pakistan has the commitment, NDCs, and according to that, they said that we will reduce our emission around 50% by 2030, and we will inculcate 60%. So we are already like close to this. So it's already a miracle. And if we see the economic profile for Pakistan, so you see that textile is at the forefront. It is like at the moment 60% of our export, 8.5% of GDP, and then there is agriculture sector. It's giving 22% employment. Textile is giving the 50% employment. Then livestock and dairy, and then wholesale and retail. So these are like textiles, agriculture, and livestock. These three make like around 60% of total our employment and more than 80% of our exports. So if we see the major waste stream in Pakistan, so agriculture is like one of the biggest at the moment with around 50 to 12 million tons of the waste. Then food waste, it is like Pakistan has like a country with critical food security. So if you see, it is a big number, 31 million tons per year. And then these two sectors, plastics, so these wastes are like around 4 million tons, and the textile, most critically, because this number is the most important one. Our import and exports are linked with this number. So if you see like the biomass potential in Pakistan, so at the moment it is 120 million tons of annual crop residue and 420 ton millions of manure. What we are recycling at the moment, it's just like 30 to 40%. So rest 60 to 70% is still there, which we can inculcate or include in our economy. Poultry, because a lot of people are coming from the poultry here. So poultry industry in Pakistan, it is like having like more than 90% of recovery due to their excessive bringing back their waste into the feed and other kind of things. So except like at this moment where they have the lowest recycle, but the number are smaller for the bigger numbers, like for inedible offal, so it's already 95% plus. This is a new normal, and it's one of the most important slide at the moment for this hall as well, that we have to use the waste from one into another raw material. So if we see that the banana, so banana plant, we get the fruit, and after that we have the stems. And from these stems we get three things: fertilizer, so liquid residue, fiber, and solid residue. So this liquid fertilizer is potash rich, we can use it as fertilizer. Then the fiber can go to the textile. And the most important thing, this solid residue, we can convert into the pellets, which can run the pyrogasifier, and through syngas we run the generator, and the biochar, it can use as a fertilizer. So we actually did this project with Northumbria University and successfully piloted this one. So this is a new norm that nothing will go to the waste. We have to use every bit of thing to make it like usable. Then at the moment for the Faisalabad, there is a lot of issue that plastic and fabric, they are burning into the boiler, and it is creating a lot of pollution. So if you see the biomass available in Pakistan, so we can make around 35 to 44 million ton of premium densified biopellets, and it is equivalent to 22.4 to 28 million tons of high grade imported coal. And we can run like our boilers, and we can meet our energy needs with this. So we have to think otherwise what we have at the moment. So if we see the solid waste, so in Pakistan, like in 2023, around 50 million ton of solid waste was generated, and around 34.7 was collected, and out of this only 9.2 was recycled back. When we see the plastics, although we see a lot of the industry around this, but out of 3.9, only 1.1 was collected, and the recycling rate at the moment for the plastic is very low. So at the moment, when we see the recovery rate for the plastic in Pakistan, for the solid waste, the municipal waste, it is only 13.30 to 14%. With this simple segregation and the things, we can just increase it like 30 to 35%. At the moment, the kabadiyas are at the heart of this, waste handling, the solid waste and everything. But with a small formality, we can, by including the technologies, we can increase these numbers. So the most importantly, because there are a lot of people from the textiles, so if we see the textile waste, So at the moment in Pakistan, there is 2.3 million tons of textile waste, post-consumer, post-industrial, and the imported second-hand clothing. And the technologies we have, 90% there are mechanical recycling at the moment in Pakistan, mainly the shredding process and the bottle to textiles. And if we see the landscape of recycling industry, so in Pakistan there are more than 300 and around 450 informal recycling units. And the Faisalabad is heart of that, with the 60% of recycling is in Faisalabad, and there are 8 active clusters of recycling and waste handling in Pakistan. And if we see the import and export of second-hand clothing, Pakistan is one of the biggest importer of second-hand clothing in the world. And we are the 6th largest importer of the second-hand clothing in the world, and about 74% of what we import remain in Pakistan. And if we see the picture, it is like a very comprehensive picture, but I will just sharing you what we are doing. So we import in Karachi, and then it's go to the regional market, then the small market. The most important part is that we have 98% of recovery what we import. Like there is a misconception, it's going to the landfill and incineration. It's not happening because we pay for that what we import, so it's not going there. And if we see the projection at the moment, so at the moment, the recycling, the textile recycling is 0.87 million ton out of 2.35 million ton of textile, and the value is 0.67 billion. In Pakistan, in last 10 years, in last decade, there was 10% increase, annual increase, while in the rest of the world it was around 5%. So if we see, this market will be threefold. The waste, like what we will be recycling, it will be around 1.74, around 2.26 million tons, and the market size will be around 1.74 billion ton, and the total waste market in the next decade, it will be around 6.9 million ton already, and it will be like 5.2 billion. 1 billion. So this is like the one of the policy paper we have, like with reverse sources and NTU. So we have like 3 policy lever. One, there must be like verified recycled content. So we must link with the export incentives. And then waste handler digital identity should be there. And then third one, there must be national textile waste data system. I will quickly move through, but we have urgency of research. We have to map our waste. We have to like go for the material recovery research teams where we have chemical, biological, and physical recovery, and the important one, circular and recycle functional material. So there must be impact through partnerships. This is like the important thing, that it is not in Pakistan landscape, that we don't have intake and offtake agreements. So we have to formalize this thing to secure our recycling industry globally as well as locally. So that's why this recycling is about recycling, conference is about recycling, not about the recycling in textiles, due to this multi-domain partnership which is required. So for circular Faisalabad, of course, there will be a lot of discussion after this. We have like this mapping of Pakistan textile waste and recycling industry. Currently, we are doing this project on the upgradation of Satyana waste cluster with SMEP, reverse sources, closed loop, and NTU. Then we have like recently completed this value chain, supply chain mapping of imported second-hand clothing. So with this, we come up with this idea that the Faisalabad should serve as a role model for rest of the world, not due to the commitments that we will reduce waste and we will increase we will reduce the emissions, but due to the business model which exists in Faisalabad. So thank you very much for everybody.
Thank you, Dr. Muzammil. Now I